Lucy.
Oh, what's up?
How are you?
I'm good. Are you wearing a Barty Strange shirt?
You know I'm wearing the Barty string sweater.
I should have put on. I have my emotional support sweatshirt, and I'm not emotionally supported right now, I guess, because I'm not wearing it. But
I was like, I was so thrilled that you were on tour together, and I heard that he has been playing night shift and more, or
yes,
just
his band. Sorry, I'm watering my plants. I'm at home in Philly for the first day in
oh,
6 weeks. I
nice.
just looked over and they're pitiful, and I'm ashamed. But yeah, Jacob, our guitarist, had COVID, which is so scary and bad, but he's fine now. Nobody else got it, but Bartiz's band split up songs and learned it like overnight, and Bartiz played on night shift, and it was awesome.
I saw the pictures and I was very jealous.
Yeah, I would. The only regret about that I had was that Jacob wouldn't be able to see the show. Now that he's back, like it's not like we're gonna kick him off those songs. But it was silver lining to a shitty situation.
Yeah. Well, that's great. I'm glad that there was a great silver lining, and I'm sure that Barty's absolutely freaking destroyed.
He,
Um, yeah. So could you introduce yourself first?
sure. Um, I just realized too, is it okay that I don't have a microphone or like headphones or anything?
Oh, I had to give mine back to work, and so I don't have that either. So
Okay.
we're good.
Okay, great. Um, yeah, I'm Lucy Dacus, and that's that.
All right, thank you. Um, so you are a journalist.
Interesting. I do keep journals. I don't know if I'm a journalist. I feel like I don't report on the news. Uh,
We'll define it as one who keeps journals.
yeah, I am a journalist.
When did you I do too. And when did you start doing that?
The first entry that I have still was from when I was 7, and I was like writing about my babysitter and how she wouldn't hang out with me, and she just would like try to put me to bed at like 5:30 p.m. and like talk to her boyfriend on the phone and like watch TV I wasn't allowed to watch. And I was just like, I want her to play with me. Like this is not fair. And then somewhere in the midst of my like rage, I was like, oh, I should introduce myself. I'm Lucy Dacus and I'm 7 years old. Like, I don't know who I thought I was addressing, but yeah, I've got like a whole shelf of the journals, and that's like the first one on the shelf.
Who are you addressing?
I still don't know. I think it's more about the action than the result, and I hardly reread them. I mean, I reread a bit of them making this record, but I'm not like writing a book. I
Mhm.
feel like it's a practice in talking to myself and like understanding what happened in my life, being able to put words to it. I think it's helped me in like immeasurable ways in order to like uh have a life that makes sense. And whenever I'm like not journaling, that's like when my life feels like the least real to me.
I agree as one who practices as well. It's like I every time I'm feeling bad, I'm like I if I when I do it, I'm like this is what I need to do. How
Mhm.
but it's also it's difficult because I think personally, like the older I get, the more I want to say, and the more like just I think maybe also the more I'm like able to kind of like go into the feelings, and the thoughts, and so it takes longer. Do you do it every day?
I definitely don't. I used to journal every day, or I would like write keywords about every day in like my day planner, and then I'd go back and have like a Saturday, like in high school, and I'd journal about like 10 days in a row with like what I could remember, but I would still touch on every day, even if a day was really boring, like nothing much happened. I ate this, I talked to my dad, things like that. But then a journal was stolen out of my van, or like someone broke into our van on tour and stole all of our backpacks, and they stole like a laptop and my passport and also like 3 years worth of journaling.
Oh
So
my God.
like my whole senior year of high school, my entire college experience, like year and a half, starting to dropping out, um, like whole friendships like started and ended in that time period, and um, yeah, it was terrible, and it kind of changed how I journal. I don't journal all the time, um, but probably like once a week, um, I'll kind of like give an overview of what's been going down.
It sucks that it changed it for you.
I think I just felt honestly kind of heartbroken, or like it, like I guess there was this completionist aspect to the journals up until that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, which honestly maybe wasn't a great habit. It'd weigh on me like, oh, I haven't journaled in a while, then it would like make me feel bad or like make me feel like I was failing something. And so it broke the negative parts of that cycle, but also kind of broke like the dedication that I had.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Because I also never read mine. I
Mhm.
I think that mine is mostly to commit things to memory, and so
Mm.
I remember them better, and it very much works, and it helps me like work things out. And so there's a part of me that I always bring mine while I'm traveling too,
Mhm.
and I'm always freaking out that I'm going to lose it, and I am like, I never read these.
Yeah.
Why would it kill me if I lost this? But I know that it absolutely would devastate me.
It's like a hole in your existence.
Yes.
I can
It's
vouch. I like look over and I remember it was like this thing. It was like 300 pages and I was almost done. And I had like an auxiliary journal as well that was about this one trip to Europe, and I lost that as well. Like my first time going abroad. And yeah.
what do you think they
I
are?
would What's that?
Where do you think they are now?
What do I think they are?
Where do you think they are? You
Oh, I think they're in a trash can. I
think
mean,
so?
I think that the person, I mean, there was a video, we were actually doing an audio tree and they've never had anyone break into a van. It's like a residential street in Chicago. And then, yeah, like somewhat, there's footage, someone picks up a little pebble, kind of like puts it on the window and just like cracks the window. And
You see it?
yeah, it was terrible. And the person was wearing a red jumpsuit. Like the most obvious. I mean, maybe they took off the jumpsuit. Who knows? But like they probably took like the laptops, maybe the passports and threw everything else in trash cans a couple blocks away. That's what I would guess. And it's like, I don't know. I luckily had like renter's insurance and got some money back from the laptop, but like I can't get 3 years of journaling. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, yeah. Um, fellow completionist.
Mhm.
Um, I are you a completionist too?
Yes, but I try to fight it because I also don't like wasting time.
Herein lies the rub.
Mhm.
Um, that's like, but there's a thing that I like about the completion because the completion is a challenge, and I like a challenge.
Mhm. Same.
Um, do you do that with books?
Yes, that's what I try to fight. It's really rare for me to pick up a book and then put it down, or I'll like keep it on my bedside table for years, even though I don't really want to finish it.
Right.
Um, yeah, I have a couple right now. I need to go through them. Um, But yeah, I feel like if I start the book, I'm always wondering like I wonder if the last 10 pages really change everything.
I
Like it but then it isn't, and then I'm like I just wasted like a whole week when I could have been reading something amazing and life-changing. Like I know there are other books that I would love, so I'm trying to give up more. It's like it actually is a skill,
it
and I
is.
was taught to never give up, but actually like giving up on the right stuff is so important.
Wow, that is a lesson right there.
Mhm.
I think that that is a lesson that, like, growing up, parents, religious, my parents, sports people, is like giving up is the worst thing that you can do. And I
Yeah.
remember breaking up with my girlfriend for the first time and
Hmm.
being like, we were not meant to be. It was a great relationship. It was fine. Everything about it was good, you know? Like objectively a good relationship, but it was just like it was just like coming to an end. And the thought of breaking up was like, I can't do this.
Hmm.
It's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to never give
Yeah.
up. And that is
Hmm.
detrimental.
I stayed in a relationship that sucked for 6 years because I was like, it takes work, like never give up. Like love is perseverance, like change and compromise and battles. Love is not a battlefield. Like love should not be a battlefield. And so I don't know. I'm hoping my response time is quicker than it used to be.
Love is not a battlefield. That's
No, love should just be a field.
oh my god, I love it. And I mean, you speak to that in song. I mean, that's like some of the most like compelling lyrics have been like, I'm doing this thing out of habit. You're doing this thing out of habit. What are we
Mhm.
doing? Is this habit? But oftentimes, and I have friends who love the habit, that's what they go to a relationship for.
Mhm.
And identifying that like the comfort of habit versus what is giving you that happiness. Is
Yeah.
it is it is it the comfort of habit, or is it like the comfort of this person? Is
Mhm.
like a question that I don't know if I will ever be able to answer.
Yep.
In Cartwheel, you say that the future is a benevolent black hole, which I think is like as close to a worldview as maybe you come in the album. Can you explain that line?
Yeah, I think that like the future, which is completely unknowable, resembles a black hole because there's nothing about it that we can foresee. But it's, if you're thinking about time in a linear way, which is hard not to do, like we're getting sucked into it all the time, but
Mm.
it's not something to be feared. It's like gentle. It's not sucking us up like for doom. Like I think that just like that's how time works, and like you can't really fight against it. You're just in the current. You're going to get obliterated, but it's not personal.
I think that that is um, yes, yes, I do.
That is yes.
I think that is yes.
I will say that has been one of the weirdest. Like, we play that song live, and like people will sing along to the last line, and it's really weird to hear like this kind of quiet, like 1,000 people saying the future is a benevolent black hole.
Oh my God, that's got to be like that is the actualization, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Hmm. It's absurd.
that is. Um, a lot of it is about growing up religious, and as I did as well. Did you were you in?
Like, did I opt in?
Yeah.
Entirely. Yeah. I was really in. I was like, it was my whole life, even through like age probably 19, 18 or 19. Um, did the classic thing where I like went to college and kind of like still like tried to find a church near where I was living and had a lot of friends, like still went to Bible group and like talked about God a lot. But it just got like more academic and headier, and the definitions of words just kind of started to expand past the point of meaning anything. And I just like, I think I lost sight of what anything meant. And so my faith kind of like disassembled. But yeah, I was like deeply in.
I was too, and up until like 19, like I went into UW Madison, where I went, and I was like, I'm going to keep this. I'm not going to
Yeah.
give up. You know?
Yeah. And like I'm gonna change Christianity from the inside, like because I'm here. It's like I was queering the space. It's like, oh, I'm queering Christianity, even though there was no like overlap between me expressing that I was queer and expressing that I was Christian. There was no at the same time of that. Um, but yeah, I can't really like remember how I got out.
That's exactly how I feel too. Is I'm like, I know it had something to do with my friends. I know it
Yeah.
had something to do with friends that I had who were different, seeing
Hmm.
other people who were different, but also, like you said, the like the more you know, the more you don't know. Like my whole life seemed so certain. It was so linear. It was so like this is, and that is like so the appeal. There's a big book that's got all the answers. There's a guy
Hmm.
who's wearing like a bejeweled robe who knows
Yeah,
everything.
sounds sick.
Yeah, so cool.
I'm just like, if people have been thinking about this for so long, there must be something to it. Like, I felt like I was reverent for the history around it.
Oh my
It's
God,
like
yes.
carrying on a chipping away at the truth. Like
Mm,
there was this sort of like the communal aspect of like I'm involved with people who are all working towards some sort of truth and betterment of the world.
yeah.
That was so appealing to me. And even just like the weekly, or I went to church like 4 times a week.
I went through,
And three, yeah. Um, and yeah, we did a bunch of service projects and we talk about like abstract concepts. Like I like would basically talk about philosophy all the time. Um, and I miss some of that, but I do have friends that still get heady with me, and that urge gets satisfied in different ways now. Um, so yeah, I don't think that I'm all the way different from who I was as a believer. Like I still think that I'm seeking some of the same shit, and I don't know if I'll ever stop.
I agree. I like, of course, wanted to be a priest. Well, who wouldn't,
Mhm.
And I was
Yeah.
like, you know, look at what we do now. We stand in front of people and we talk and we try
Yep.
to make a better world and
Yeah.
we bring our friends in and we,
Mhm.
you know, are going for something similar.
Mhm. Yeah. Damn. That's such a good point.
I do want to talk about music. Um,
Mhm.
I wanted, but I wanted to talk about. I know at that time too, you were talking about Snow Patrol chasing cars, which my mom still refers to as our song.
Oh
Um,
my god. That's so cute.
it's very cute. Um,
Damn.
but I read that or maybe you said in the song that somebody made you take all of the secular music out. And I think what everybody is missing there is that there were some Christian rock bangers that
Mhm.
I think are that I want to go back in my mind and like remember some of those, though I feel like I've
Yeah.
scrubbed a lot of it. Um,
We were meant to live for so much more. Yeah, that shit bangs. That's like that can still get stuck in my head sometimes.
oh my God.
Um,
What is that song so that I can play
I
it?
think meant to live, Switchfoot, right? We
Yes.
I also I a friend of a friend of a friend is out with Mercy Me right now, and I was like, what Mercy Me song is it? But they have that song that I can only imagine
Oh,
what
thank
it will
you.
be like. And it's like about imagining being dead and hanging out with God. Like, how wild is that scenario?
Oh my God. I can only imagine.
Yeah. Surrounded by your glory, what will my
My
heart
heart feel.
feel? Will I dance for you, Jesus? Yeah,
Oh,
that shit.
love
Let
you be
me be
still.
still.
Oh,
Okay, this is
what?
yeah, immediately alienating everyone. But it's yeah, that is I like have that's been my intrusive thought for the past like week since I learned that.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, I know
Sorry.
he's gonna say something and like take me back into the moments.
Yeah.
And, and
That's hardwired in my brain.
oh my God, you like the words just came flooding back. Have not
Mhm.
in 20 years.
Yeah.
I had there's like a Christian Now compilation
Mhm.
that my school gave to me or something like that. And I remember being like, dude, y'all don't know that this is actually good. And looking
I
back,
have a
probably
couple of
most of
those.
them were terrible, but like,
I love Zoe Girl, which was like a three-piece Christian girl rock band. Um, I loved like Jars of Clay
oh
in the
yeah.
band.
Oh,
Third Day.
albums on albums. Like they
Wait, what was that band? Skillet?
they were a Christian band?
I think that they're a Christian band because I think I saw them on like a Christian like mega tour in an arena. The only arena show I've been to.
Oh my god. Or do you remember looking through songs for like semblance of Christianity? Like
Mhm.
listening to Hold Steady songs and being like Cattle and the Creeping Thing?
God,
Like what?
dang. Never Hold Steady, but that would have I've listened to them since. That would have blown my mind at the time. I remember when the Vampire Weekend record came out, Vampires of the City. Is that the one where he's like making all the biblical references? And like me and my friend like listened to it on a drive in high school and we're like, he's talking about God. Oh my goodness. We're so lucky. We get to listen to Vampire Weekend.
Oh my god. All
Uh,
right. Yes. Let's talk about a not Christian song though.
yeah,
Um,
okay, sure.
all right. Would love to come out of this with a song that you have been listening to recently that you love. That could be anything.
Um so honestly I've been listening to Tromeri, which is a piano piece by Schumann.
Wow.
Um
Yes.
so I wish I could have picked something different than that, but that's just
Oh,
the truth.
oh,
I've
these
been listening to that because it makes me calm down and like I don't know, I'm 6 weeks into a tour right now and sometimes words are too much. I mean, I write music that like the words are the point in my opinion.
right.
um but I can't always handle like narrative heavy music. So um yeah, Tromeri.
Wow. I think I do the same where it's like if you're always going to music for the lyrics, we're always going to hear the lyrics. And there's sometimes where I don't want to be paying attention to that. I need
Mhm.
to listen to something to, you know, think about something else too.
Yeah.
How did you find that song?
Um I don't know how I found it. My mom is a pianist and she had a couple of like classical pieces that she would play, so I think probably she played it and I probably just asked her what it was one day. She played a lot of like Chopin, like etudes and stuff. Um and some Bach. But yeah, I think Schumann's just like really beautiful most of the time.
I think that classical music is one of those things where like there's a time where like I want to listen to classical music and you have a definition in your head of like what classical music is and then you will like try to find something or listen to something and it's like oh yeah there are 100 shades of classical music
So
and
many
and
types.
I don't know which one is the one that's in my head right now.
Yeah. They're pretty good, honestly, like on Spotify you can find like gentle piano classical or just like bombastic heady classical or I don't know. It's if you can specify your mood a little bit more, there is kind of like something for every mood.
And what would this mood be defined as?
This mood would be like gentle, contemplative, rainy day piano classical.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So
I can't believe that was an interview.
yeah.
That was just a nice talk. We have a lot of in common.
I know. I think that's why I have been like drawn to you as a musician so strongly. And
That's cool.
so yeah,
Hell
right on.
yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, thank you.
thank you for talking.
Yeah, thanks for making some time.
Yeah, no problem.